Hi YouTube, what's up? How you doing? Bienvenidos, ¿cómo están? Ojalá que estén bien. Welcome guys, we are on episode number 16 because we couldn't finish it in March, so we're attempting it in April. We have failed you, YouTube. We have truly failed you. No, to be honest with you, it's just because there's been a lot of medical stuff happening lately that might be affecting me as we go on throughout the streams. It is what it is. I'm trying my best to go ahead and go through it, especially with my PsyD classes and everything in between, to go ahead and bring you guys the content that you guys want. It was your lie in March. It was. But through that, we're going to go ahead and go into Sangatsu no Lion, episode number 16. So why don't we go ahead and just jump into it, guys? What do you think? I like how we're just getting started, but we're already going into analysis mode here. How many of you feel like, I don't know how to put your child self in a way evolved with you? And I genuinely do mean this. Like, if you're an adult, if you're in college, if you're in university or something like that, how many of you feel, or even working and you're older, as though you've healed, like you were happy with your childhood, like you healed from your childhood? Because oftentimes what I've noticed, why is there random games on Twitch? I don't know. But oftentimes what I've noticed is there's a lot of people who have been through a lot of trauma in their life, right? And the impact that their childhood had on them, especially with parents and loved ones and other people, carries such a big impact in the relationships and isolation nature that sometimes we pick up and we make with others. Like, whew, bonfire, nah. Okay, so when was the last time, for example, we're gonna get a little deep if you want to take it deep. When was the last time that you connected with your child self? And I don't mean that whole like, oh, heal your inner child. No, I mean like, when was the last time that you did something silly that wasn't according to society's standards? When was the last time that you felt like, or that you remember just being like, oh dude, that like this part of my childhood sucks or is wonderful? Yesterday. Okay. The bonfire, no, dude, I fucking feel that, because as you're going through, there's a lot of people with a lot of trauma in their childhood. Like, especially culturally speaking, where I'm from, childhood trauma tends to be a really, really big thing. Either through non-abuse, emotionally, psychologically, mentally. There are concepts out there, even where I live, where stuff happens, and like anybody else, anywhere else, would be like, wait a minute, you're doing what? And it's considered abuse, right? But yet it's like tend to be normalized in some areas. And when they're adults, when you turn into adults and you look back, you're like, oh, that was not normal. And so you carry a lot of that in you until someone's able to go in and call that out, or until you're able to go and start healing from that. And that's the whole concept of even generational trauma off of that, right? And you might not break it in your cycle, in your generational cycle. It might be your kids or your future things, but at least you're setting up the cycle of being aware of some of the transference and the trauma that comes through with generational cycles. So I think that's always huge. Yeah. Huge to know, huge to talk about.
実験やったことない？全部消し気味と被ってた？マジ？ああ、もう捕まらねえ佐々木先生。くそ、あとこれ1個でレポート終わりだってのに。ああ、もう。先生、今日はもういいです。仕方ないです。いや、もう早く片付けちまった方がいいって。やるぞ今から実験。どうやって？放火部だよ。あいつらに頼めば。放火部
？Yeah. Hey, yo, Walter Whites, what are we cooking?
何用ですかな？野口、何作ってんだ？石鹸です。
Okay.
で売って部品の足しにしようかと。石鹸って作れるんだ。作れるさ。ほら、この通り。そしてこれが我が部の春の新作、よもぎチョコバナナです。くそ！なあ、野口これ売れないんじゃねえ？
Yeah, that's a bit.
よもぎの殺菌成分とチョコとバナナという女子の好感度アップに必要なものが3つも入っているんですぞ。
Follow-up question for you guys is, how much of an impact has your teachers had on you? like a genuine caring teacher, if you've ever had one that's able to go and stand up for you and, you know, root for you and be there for you and, you know, try and move mountains for you. And a concept that I am thinking of just for Ray in this whole show in general, which is when it comes to mental health in Japan, if we're going to be realistic, or in general, it almost seems like non-existent, to the point where we're often seeing them, you know, oh, you're running late. Oh, you need to make up things. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and go to cram school after high school? Why don't you go ahead and do like, you know, you were just in high school for 8, 9 hours. Why don't you go ahead and do another 4 or 5 hours of cram school? After that, why don't you go ahead and go to your piano recital? Oh, after that, why don't you go ahead and study for like, you know, English? And then you can come home, rest, shower, do it all over again. Like, what time do they have for actual self-care or mental rest? Well, I've had one teacher that has never yelled ever. That's the best we get around here. Quicksilver, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Like, teachers should be there to go and help inspire and help you out, like finding yourself and finding the best form of education for you, right? But in terms of yelling, yelling is not education. Yelling is just trauma coming out of the body, essentially, and trying to go ahead and relay it onto others. So, oof, oof. When adults aren't able to go ahead and like maintain that level of decency.
すみません。いやーこら君、何こぼしてんだ。貴重なヨモギオイルにグレープフルーツをこぼすなんて。待てよ。爽やかなんじゃね。ねえ、なんかいい匂いしない？君グッジョブ。君ナイスガイ。
ナイスガイ。
ようこそ放課部へ。
Oh no. Oh no.
ところで林田先生、何故ここに？一挙で本題忘れてた。ちょっとレポート用に実験見せてやってくんないかな。いや、この子訳ありで働きながら学校通ってるんだけど、出席日数足りなくて今ダブっちゃいそうなんだ。手貸してやってくんないかな。すごい説明だ。お願いします。働きながら、それは大変な。君勤労青年なのだな。
Bruh.
よし、科学のことなら我ら放課部喜んで手をお貸ししよう。ありがとう野口。やっぱお前いいやつだな。老けてっけど。先生。先生こそそのものいい改めぬ限り。
Are they doing like that? Where have I seen this before? I've seen some cosplayers just run around and do this shit, dude. Like, hand on heart, but I'm over here like my dude, my science dudes, Sasage yo, Shinzo Sasage yo. Oh God. I wish there was cool clubs like this in my school, but for the most part there wasn't. It was all sports and chess, if you're lucky, or theater club, music club, but like actual like home ec or something like that. I don't really remember those as clubs. I'm not sure about others though. Dedicate your heart. Good morning, friend Fran. What's up? How you doing?
俺、さっきお前が他の生徒と笑って喋ってんの見て、クララが立ったな気持ちになった。ここまではわかるかね？なるほど。今日みたいにさ、一人ではどうにもならんことでもさ、誰かと一緒に頑張ればクリアできる問題って結構あるんだ。そうやって力を借りたら、次は相手が困ってる時、お前が力を貸してやればいい。世界ってそうやって回ってるんだ。あのな、大事なことだぞ。いいか、 一人じゃどうにもならなくなったら誰かに頼れ。でないと実は誰もお前にも頼れないんだ。
Huge. Holy shit. Mr. Teacher here coming down with some actual psychological wisdom here. Guys, when we attach ourselves with others, right? Being vulnerable and actually sharing when we need help is extremely important. Otherwise, people try and take advantage of that, right? If we're not able to set up our boundaries, if we're not able to go ahead and like be real. There's a saying that I go by, and it might sound silly, but I actually like it. It's called real be real. Real knows real, right? If I'm real with you guys and I'm able to go ahead and interact with you guys and not put on a mask or a fancy accent or whatever, you guys know exactly what I'm trying to go ahead and do and say and whatnot. And you guys understand where I'm coming from. But if I was nothing but like platitudes and whatnot and like keeping my distance, it'd be a lot harder for people to go ahead and be open and accepting and loving and all of these wonderful things. I think I talked a little bit about this with SB and, you know, some and Kyle's and some of the other incredible individuals about like, you know, attachment and sort of how you come to be, right, in this circle. But a big portion of that is also like how you view yourself, right? So like, for example, what do you stand for? And this is a genuine question that I would love to ask Ray, you know, but I'll ask you guys as well. What do you genuinely stand for? In a psychological sense, because he's in high school, he's more open to a lot of the ideas that are being thrown at him. And it just touches my heart seeing how much a teacher genuinely cares about his own growth and like projection and whatnot. I wish that I had a teacher like that when I was in high school. But what about for you guys? If you were to ask yourself right now in a realistic setting, what do I stand for? What is the response that you'd give yourself? What do you want to stand for? And that's the follow-up question.
その時、ハッとあかりさんたちが浮かんだ。
Oh,
僕は遠慮することにばっかり気をつけて。
that's family.
実は彼女たちに頼られたことって一回だって。
Yeah, what?
そうだ。一回だって。はい、ここで年寄りの説教はおしまい。
Gonna start my own stream. Oh, appreciate you, Raccoon.
走れ。
Sounds good. Stay hydrated, Raccoon. Appreciate you.
後藤対島田の最終局見に行くんだろ。
What ideals do you stand for? What people matter most to you when you make a statement, when you're trying to go ahead and like live and grow and expand? Oh, dude, this is
会館に着いたのは8時を少し回ったところだった。まさか終わってる？どっちだ？どっちが勝ったんだ？
Oh no. Oh no.
そうか。島田八段が勝ったんだ。何度も見てきた対局直後のこの光景。負けを悟った側は対局中に最後の一言に向けて心を整理してゆくが、勝つ側は最後の一瞬まで読み違えることがないよう張り詰め続ける。だからこんな風に対局直後は勝った方が激しく消耗している場合が多いのだ。それこそ声もうまく出せないほどに。おめでとうございます、アンリじゃ。なんだよ。
Wait.
泣いてません。嬉しくて鼻水が目から出ただけです。汚ねえな。ほら、吹けよ。 すみません。
島田さん、よろしいですか？コメントを。それでは獅子王戦、宗谷名人との対決に向けて抱負と意気込み。
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. He was too tired to speak. I had that backwards. Bro. Yes. 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 But also, fuck that guy. And it's true. I mean, you straight up get that in even in martial arts, which I guess I'll open up about this as well, which is temporarily because of the medicine. I might have to pause a little bit on the coaching because I get really fatigued really quickly, right? But even in martial arts, when it comes to like straight up fighting, something that you'll see right away is usually people that like lose are out the door pretty quickly. You know, they gather their bags and they're out to going back to the gym or going to the hospital to go get checked up or whatever. But usually, dude, it takes a heavy toll on you. Like in a really, really tough situation, whether mentally or physically, it's a big toll, guys. It's a humongous toll. That's why I'm like, okay, I can see this.
挑戦者の切符手に入れるだけでもうこのありさまですよ。先が思いやられるつうか、思いやれるほど先なんてあんのかっていう。だって宗谷はこの後藤よりすげえ化け物なんですよ。
My dude, Super 6, appreciate the sub. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, drop some Doritos for Super 6. Incredible, absolute fucking goats. Like, I can't even state this enough. They're always incredible. They're always so welcoming whenever I'm in Kyle's stream. I just appreciate them and all the mods and everything over with Kyle's. Dude, you guys are fucking legends. Sincerely, you guys can't even say it enough. Thank you so much, Super 6. Super 6, you don't have to. Oh, Super 6, no, stop. You're wonderful. Stop. You're gonna make me praise you even more. You're incredible, Super 6. Guys, drop some Doritos. He just gifted 5 more subs for you guys. Absolute legends. Absolute fucking legends, dude. Super 6, you're thank you very, very much. I sincerely appreciate it. You're an absolute legend. Like, just dropping in to say hi. No, dude, you just came in and you dropped the fucking bomb and you're like, all right, I'm out. Why? I appreciate you though so much, Super 6. I hope you have a great day. Honestly, hey, we're analyzing Sangatsu no Lion. We're stopping by. We're kind of talking a little bit about like everything that's going on. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Oh. Just got home from work. Ah, fair.
泉田です。約束通り来ましたよ。取材に。しっかりあんた地元の講演会のじいさんばあさんの期待を背負ってるんだから。
そうそう。うちの子供将棋クラブの公式兼ヒーローでもあるんだから、島田さん。そっか。
Bruh。
そうだよな。そうでした。今回の予選も厳しい戦いでしたが、挑戦者になれたことを嬉しく思います。獅子王戦は7番勝負になりますが、
期待という言葉に背中を押されるように、島田さんはゆっくりと語り出した。一言一言絞り出すように。僕はこんな身を投げるように勝ちを取りに行ったことがあるだろうか。
As if I was throwing myself off a cliff, yeah.
そうだ。島田さんのいる場所ははるか遠い場所。無傷では決してたどり着けるわけもない世界。僕が勝つ理由がないとか、なのに負けると悔しいのはなんでだとか言いながら目を背けていた世界。その果てを彼は、桐山。
よう、桐山。
You gotta ask for help. You gotta ask for help. Acknowledge people, dude.
その時突然、 胸の中がぐしゃぐしゃになって、喉の奥いっぱいに熱く。
Sounds good, Finfan. Appreciate you, man.
そうだボー、すまん。何か冷たいものを買ってきてくれないか。
はい。お茶でいいですか？
悪いな。
僕にはまだ引き換えに渡せるものなんて全然ないかもしれない。
Please do, and I'll break this down. This is beautiful.
僕はあなたにどうしても聞きたいことがある。
さてと。
島田さん。研究会に入れてください。
Let's go! I'm so fucking hyped. I'm so fucking hyped, dude. Oh, this is insane growth. This is fucking insane growth. Let me just stop it right there. This is sort of what I've been waiting for. The whole time, from the very, very beginning, right? What have we seen this man do? Isolate himself to not hurt others, right? And only take on the pain himself. And oftentimes, a lot of times, I have a couple of kiddos, right, who do a lot of like I do a lot of play therapy and stuff with teenagers and so on and so forth. And something I hear that's very common is, this is pain that I deserve. The trauma that I have is because I deserve it. And breaking that habit doesn't come from just smashing through with therapy. It comes from the attachments that we make and the struggles that we see others do. The moment that a person genuinely asks for help, it's because they're trying to go ahead and take that next big step forward. That next step forward for growing. This is a huge moment. This is like quite literally a defining moment for not just growth in terms of like him being a shogi player. This is a moment of growth for him as an individual, for him as a psychologically, emotionally, so on and so forth. And people will always try and downplay it, sadly. People will always try and downplay big moments of when you're vulnerable enough to ask for help. Like, we can't take on the world. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. We can't take on the world by ourselves, right? Which is why a lot of our experiences, our memories, are created by the way that we interact with others, by the way that we put out our hand and we shake another individual's hands and say, "Hey, thank you for being here," or, you know, going with the loved one and giving them a hug or whatever it may be. This is such a big defining moment that's huge. And even if they deny him for being there, like for the workshop or whatever, which I doubt that they will, but if they do, him just being open to asking is already is a fucking huge step. He's jumping, dude. He's jumping, and we ain't ready. We ain't ready, boys. Oh. Oh.
しました、兄さん。あれ、何ですか？なんで盛り上がってるんですか？僕も混ぜてくださいよ。兄さん、桐山、一体何があった？教えてくださ
い。Beautiful, dude.
どんな販売だよ。
ダメ、おじいちゃん、今には入れないで。
おお、すまん。
紙だ。紙の上を走りたいにゃ。はい、これ乾いた分。
よかった、間に合うぞ。これで追加分の注文にも対応できる。しかもまたこれもなんと綺麗なでかしたぞ、ひな。
All stencils, okay, yeah.
箱多めに注文しておいてよかったわ。ひなの意見で大正解。箱無地の方が安く上がるしね。ステンシルもだいぶ慣れてきたから、次からもっと可愛いのすれそう。でも本当、ひな祭りの和菓子って可愛いわよね。詰め合わせのお重がよく出るのもわかるわ。これもらったらやっぱり嬉しいもの。
ああ。
我が家の今年のひな祭りは何にしましょうか。お稲荷さん。あらあら。
Dude, for this One-chan, I would buy her a whole fucking... I'd buy her 5 fucking little boxes of that shit, dude. Like, hey, yo, it's Girls' Day. I got you, boo.
お檜山家といえばちらし寿司でしょ。茶巾寿司とか。おいなりさん、ひなもおいなりさん食べたい。そうね。
No, you're good, friend. No worries.
私も食べたいし。大皿にたくさん作って盛り上げてハマグリのお吸い物つけましょうか。ほんと、なんでおいなりさんってあんなに美味しいのかしら。甘く煮たお揚げに中に刻んだサクサクのレンコンと卵のそぼろとごまをたっぷり入れて、うっかりすると際限なく食べちゃいそう。おいなりさん、早くごま大好き。ごまごましくしておいなりさん。レイちゃんにも食べさせてあげたいね。どうしてるのかな。
もうちっとかかるだろうよ。いくらかっても男なんだ。プライドってもんがあら。待っててやんない。
だからそれ
Good morning, Nick. What's up, dude?
プライドのためならお腹空いてもいいの。お腹空いたら元気も出ないよ。いつまでも来ないと知らないからね。こっちから押しかけて口にお稲荷さん詰め込んじゃうんだから。
Notice how the concept of food and like togetherness and family is always brought up with the family in him. Like whenever the family that family's together, it's always food concepts that are being thrown around, or the concept of like, you know, celebrating like a holiday or something together. For me, it's like, if we're looking at a tradition like this, I think at that point you're pretty much adopted into this family. Like it or not, Ray, you're pretty much adopted into this family, which is huge. Because I know they said that the sister picks up strays, right? But when it comes to him, it's like, I wonder how he truly views himself in that scenario. Like, does he think that he's a bother to this family and they're just taking it out on pity on him, even though they actually love and care about him, have shown him time and time again? And same thing goes for you and your relationships with your friends. Have you ever thought of yourself as a bother to them, or like you're being too annoying or something? And why is that? I could go off on the family element. Yeah, the family element is.
見晴らしのいい場所にあった。
よく来たな。電話来るかと思ったよ。わかりづらいからさ、この辺。
It's hard to find anything in this area, bro.
今日から島田さんの研究会に参加させてもらうことになった。会の場所は島田さんの自宅。
おう、遅いぞ桐山。
こういった会があることは知っていたけれど、参加するのは初めてで少し緊張した。
紹介するな。同期で奨励会からずーっと一緒。ちょっと無口で目つき悪いけど、別に怒ってるわけじゃないから。で、慣れてくると今度は毒吐くけど、気にしないでいいから。あと将棋以外では1時間に3発言くらいだけど、別にここにいたくないわけじゃないから。
よろしくお願いします。
ほーら、重田くん、桐山くんだよ。知ってるよね。
It's like a puppy. Come on. you know Smoke Mantra. Come on, Loki. You know Smoke Mantra. You wouldn't bite him. Oh.
持ち時間は1人1時間。切れたら30秒の秒読みで、両対局が終わったら検討ということでいいかな。
はい。
はい。
じゃあ。
The good way to build up.
研究会とは、プロ棋士が研究と実践練習のために月に1回ほど4人ぐらいで集まり行うもので、持ち時間は1人30分から1時間。切れたら30秒から1分の秒読み。1日に2、3局指す形が多い。そして対局が終わったら参加メンバーでその将棋の検討、反省を行う。そうすることによって自分以外の人間の目や手によって同じ盤の上に全く違う道が開けることがある。 研究会とはそれを探り合う場所なのだ。
Right, a workshop is a really phenomenal opportunity to be able to go ahead and like find your flaws. I think there in chess at least, I think it was Hikaru, right, who was beating Carl Magnus like way back in the day, and then Magnus asked him for a workshop or a friendly match because he was getting beat and he just wanted to go and have that like friendly match, and he understood Hikaru's playstyle from that match on, and he was able to go ahead and like completely decimate him from that moment on, according to Hikaru, of course, right? You'll see that interview posted everywhere if you guys search for it. But off of this is what I find pretty cool. Is like if you have genuine people you trust, you can really, really grow and you can expand your horizons, right? Because at the end of the day, this is what it is. It's looking at strategy and opportunities to be able to go in. This is awesome, dude.
先手が二階堂で居飛車、後手が重田君でご機嫌中飛車ね。
Sage, what's up? How you doing? How you doing, beautiful? Hope you're doing well. Here's a Dorito.
強いて言えばね。
それどういうこと二階堂君。
なんていうか、振り飛車っていうものが消極的なカウンター狙いで持久戦っていうのがそもそも男らしくないような気がするんですよ。
じゃあなら言わせてもらうが、居飛車穴熊はどう？
Static Group Castle Bay.
持久戦狙いの最たるものじゃないか。それを破るために生まれたご機嫌中飛車を言うにこと書いて振り飛車。
Hold on, Sage, what the fuck? The Sage! Thanks so much for the 5 gifted subs, you absolute legend! You legend! Guys, drop some Doritos for Sage for 5 gifted subs as well. Incredible individual. And Sage, what the fuck are you doing? Sage, stop! No, you're incredible. Sage, what the fuck? I love you, Sage. You're wonderful, guys. In case you guys don't know who it is, this is Sage, an incredible individual. Incredible content creators. Y'all should go follow Sage because they've been nothing but a homie and a straight up G when it comes to like being a part of our streams, being active in the community. Yeah, go show Sage some love. Follow, you know. You're what the fuck, Sage? What the fuck? You're incredible, dude. You're absolutely incredible. Love you, dude. I love you. Hi, Mr. Stabby. We're just getting started with Sangatsu. About to finish this episode.
まあまあまあまあやめよその話は多分銀河の果てまで決着つかないからね。
Sounds good, Sage. Have a good night. Be safe.
そうですよ。次始めましょう。せっかくみんな集まったんですから。
ありがとう、桐山。
っていうか、どっちだっていいじゃないですか、先方なんて。
All rounder. Get the hate from everyone.
3六歩、7二玉。でここは
3七銀だと思うんですよ。
浅いな。桐山二階堂、お前らの言う通り3七銀としたら6五銀から5六歩でもうダメじゃん。
じゃあ5八金右と上がらないで3七銀なら2枚銀から桂を跳ねていって中央制圧なんじゃないですか。
その通り。今桐山がいいこと言った。でも4銀から3六銀の古いスタイルの方が居飛車的に格調が高いし優れている。
格調？何言っちゃってんの。じゃあそれ実戦で絶対使えよな。じゃあそこまで言うなら使えば絶対負けるけど。
You can tell this is studio shaft.
ちょっといいかな。
大丈夫かな、兄者。
どうしたんだろう。急にお腹が痛いなんて。
珍しいな。兄者が具合悪いなんて。自己管理ちゃんとできてて、そんなに大変。
Okay, question for y'all. Have y'all ever done a competitive sport or anything like that? And have y'all ever... I guess I'll reference this in order for you guys to get a good picture of what it means to be there psychologically. I I've trained solo for a good while as well, right? And when I was training solo and fighting solo, I did pretty good until I met a really, really tough opponent. He was able to go ahead and, like, in the 2-minute, 3-minute matches, like, completely outplay me. Where I would throw a kick and he'd be able to go ahead and, like, yeah, school back in the day counts. Yeah, school sports day counts, all of that. Or if I would throw a roundhouse, he'd check it and be immediately there and, like, you know, completely counter. Got to a point where I got frustrated. Every single time I saw this person's name, I would get frustrated because, number one, I can't fucking see when I take off my glasses, and, you know, just going off of that, it was like I was a second too slow, a second too whatever, right? Until I met one of my senseis that actually taught me about, like, knowing how to control my breathing and listening for people's breathing, right? And once I was there and we were talking about it, and, like, I was able to go ahead and, like, take months and months of, like, literally just practicing how to fight, going off of the basics and understanding the breathing patterns that we all have. My techniques for fighting changed. All of a sudden, that man was no longer a threat to me, right? Because I was able to go and analyze and hear and understand that fighting is a dance. Martial arts is a dance. And we're all playing a rhythm, right? So doing workshops, going out there and introducing yourself to newer concepts, that's what I think it's awesome. If you don't mind me asking, we're continuing the Monogatari series as soon as we finish, I think it was like 1 or 2 more series. We're starting off with the Neko Monogatari Black, I believe, deity. I think that's the next one it's like a 4-episode thing, and then it'll probably be like a week or 2 break, and then we're starting again with the next one, you know? So we're just waiting to finish. We have a couple shows that are close to finishing, so as soon as we're done with that, Neko Monogatari Black comes back. Otherwise, it's going to completely decimate, like, all the others in the polls.
やっぱりプレッシャーとかあるのかもな。早く良くなってほしいよね。
だが、47銀から36銀、これは絶対譲れ。
You're stubborn, yeah, dude. I feel that.
だから37銀からより47銀
No problem, dude. I got you.
だから穏やかに来るとは限らないだろう。だとしても47銀は間違いじゃない。将棋の形として正しいに決まってる。
Oh, that's the cutest duck ever, though.
バンさえあればお前のその浅はかな考えを正してやれるのに。そうだ桐山、これからお前んちでじっくりと話し合おうぜ。っていうか、あれ？そういえばもうここ俺んちの前なんですけど、何ついてきちゃってんのお前。何の了解も取らず。
My dude waited. Come out with the fish.
46銀から37系。
だとしてもやっぱり47銀から36銀だ。っていうかさっきの鳥浮いてこなくね？出てきてないよな。さっき潜った鳥。
I'm so glad I'm not the only one who was. I was just thinking they're looking out dramatically. There's no way they're gonna go to acknowledge the bird. Oh. The man, you out of here for a bit? F in the chat for the bird. Oh, for the duck.
どいつださっきのあいつは。これじゃね。バカ黒かったろさっきの鳥は。それによく読め。翼海長寿92センチから105センチってそんなにでかくなかっただろもう。よし、もう一回さっきの川辺に戻るぞ。目視確認だ。あ、了解だ桐山。くそー暴く。あいつの正体絶対突き止めてやる。よーし。
That's great. That's the fact that you can use something silly to be able to go and like move on and like understand that at the end of the day, our opinions are just opinions, you know. Your friendship there is even the silliest a bird can get us back to being on track and being on the same page. Yeah, this is a powerful anime, man. And every single time we watch this show, it's a show that just takes me back and like makes me realize that there's a lot at play here in terms of the power dynamics present. And this burb is a Chad. Yeah, the burb is a Chad. And that's why, like, the more that we talk about the show or the more that we watch the show, the more that I'm starting to realize that, like, I wonder if in season 2 it goes a lot more into the family, because like that's one thing I'm really really curious about. And so the family dynamic, specifically with all the sisters, right? Like for example, the younger sister, the one that's in school. What does it mean for her to grow up in this time period, right? Does she even have her life figured out? That's a big question that's been swirling in my mind. For the older sister, what does it mean to be the pillar of this family? And quite literally mean the pillar that's able to help everyone out and stand there. Does she ever get tired of being the glue that puts everyone in together? For Ray, right? How does he see himself in the system at play here? And we can even expand further. For the guy being at the very top of the whole like shogi little like board, the shogi board there, is he lonely? Genuinely, does he have no connections? Has he cut himself off of like everyone else, or does he feel isolated? Because sometimes being really really intelligent, I'll be honest, can be very lonely. There's a saying that's like it's lonely at the top. And if you're really really intelligent and you find yourself not being able to connect with others, at least in an intellectual level, oh, it can be very, very damaging, and I'm sure trauma and a lot of other things come into play. That's why I'm excited to go and continue on with the series and get through to the end, and we will get there.